Hello, brothers and sisters. Welcome back to Spiritual Growth Journeys on YouTube. Thanks for joining me. So this video is part 2 to the first one I did. That was my 2024 forecast from Yeshua. So please, if you haven't seen that video, you need to hit pause or stop on this one and go back and watch that one. So this makes better sense to you, because if you watch it, it may not make sense to you. And I want to make sure that you understand what I'm talking about. So make sure you go to my YouTube channel, and it was the last video I did on here. The prior one, it was 2024 forecast. Please watch that. I'm going to be addressing today people's questions and their concerns with that video and some other information on this video. So the other thing, I have a little announcement, and that is I have 2,800 subscribers on my Rumble channel, and I have 10,000, almost 400 on this channel. I really need you all of the other 8,000 to go over to Rumble and subscribe. And the reason why is I get a lot of threats from YouTube. They pull my videos off a lot. I did one with Maria B, and 2 of them that they pulled off with her because she's on a blacklist. They've been pulling her off of TikTok and all kinds of places. So they've been pulling her down. They have her on a blacklist. They pulled my videos down, and they threatened to shut my channel down. And I bring a lot of truth here to this channel, so I never know what they're going to do. So please go to Rumble, because if I get shut down here, you're not going to see my videos ever again unless you go to Rumble. So please do that. The link is down below in the description. Just go to the description under the video, and you'll find the link. And I did a video with Maria on quantum healing technologies on the Rumble, so go watch that. You can watch my last Yeshua video here on YouTube. And so that's my big announcement. I just want to make sure that you guys all go over to Rumble in case something happens here, because I just never know, especially what I'm going to talk about today. I don't know if it'll get me in trouble or not. I'm going to try to talk in code language, everybody. And if you see brown thing that keeps appearing in the side of the screen, that's actually because I have a fake screen. I have this, it's like a thing, an app on Zoom to make it look like my books are behind me on the screen here. But I'm actually in my guest bedroom and office, and on the bed behind me is an ugly brown blanket that's in a pile because my son came to stay with us over the holidays and didn't clean up, and it's kind of a mess. So that's what the brown thing is that's popping in and out. You're seeing the blanket that's behind me. It's from the 1980s, and it's an ugly brown blanket. So just I'd let you know, because I'm watching this thing pop in and out, and it's just the way the technology works. It kind of sucks. So bear with me. All right, so here we go. So first of all, a lot of people were scared by the things, Yeshua basically keeps saying, buckle up, buttercup. This year, 24 is going to be a roller coaster ride. It's also an 8-year, which has to do with abundance, unlimited possibilities, and prosperity. Starting effectively, I think it's February 1st, it's going to be Year of the Dragon, and that's going to bring a lot of change. This year is going to be a lot of change, a lot of revealings, a lot of stuff being revealed to the planet. I'm hoping the truth comes out about the pokies, because I'm sick of my family harassing me about that. So I'm really hoping that truth comes out this year. We saw that the EPSTEIN list, the list of that guy on the pedo island, that came out, and a certain past president with the initials BC was on the list 50 times, taking trips back and forth on what they call the Lolita Express. So that came out. There was an event that happened. This whole year has already started off with a bang. There's been all kinds of catastrophes and crazy crap happening all over the planet. This whole year is going to be a nonstop roller coaster ride. So at the end of this video, I'm going to tell you what you all need to be doing to make it through 2024. I'm going to remind you, I kind of went over something. I went over the things that he said. He gave us 9 steps in the other video. You need to go watch the first video because there's 9 steps that he gave you that you need to do. But I'm going to kind of rephrase a few things in here that I'm going to do a refresh on that because I need to really emphasize these 3 things that you have to do to help your family. This isn't about what you need to do. This is about what you need to do to help your family. So in the last video, the 9 things were about you because a big question I was getting from people were, they were asking, Kimberly, what do I ask Yeshua? What do I need to do to ascend? And so he gave 9, my fingers here, 9 9 things that you need to do to ascend, to make sure you ascend. And this one, I'm going to go over the 3 things he told me the other day that we need to do, because I had a Q&A with him based on what you all said on the first video and I asked him about what do we do to help our family through this year, because it's going to be really kind of horrific possibly for some of them. And so I'm going to give you those 3 later. So this year is going to be a roller coaster ride. You're going to see volcanoes, you're going to see earthquakes, tornadoes, more crazy earth stuff. And the reason why, you need to know, Mother Gaia ascended to 5D a few years ago. Okay. We need to catch up. The humans need to catch up. And so there's going to be earth shifting and cataclysms. And the reason why is Mother Earth is trying to help us to wake up. There's that. And then there's people who signed up to be in the wrong place at the wrong time and leave here via Mother Earth things. There's that. If you walk with God every day and you know that you want to stay here for New Earth, then you're going to stay here for New Earth. That's all I can tell you. So don't be afraid and think you're going to bite it. You're only going to bite it if you're being a nasty person. I've talked about this over and over again. In the last video, we tell you what you have to do to ascend. If you're not doing any of those things to ascend, then you're going to leave here. Your family members, if they are nasty people, they're going to leave here. So the first thing that people were asking about is what's going to happen to my family, and am I going to see them when the big event happens? We're talking about what Yeshua refers to as the solar event. Will I see my family, blah, blah, blah. Well, that depends on who your family members are. When I do a soul reading for somebody in a private session, I can tap into each person in your family and tell you what their soul plan is. Like if they're going to stay or they're going to go, I can kind of tell you that. But unless the beings on the other side tell me, no, you can't, you're not allowed to tap into them. Sometimes that happens. But I can't tell you on an individual basis in the and the questions or the comments underneath these videos whether or not your family, what's going to happen to them, because I'd have to have a private session with you, because I have to build a ground center, protect myself, and tap into you and your family to tell you that. What I will tell you is how you know they're going to leave. Here, I'm going to give you kind of some ideas that will help you. How you know that they're going to stay, who's going to stay. If you have children or grandchildren that are 20 years of age or so or less, maybe even, like in their 20s or younger, they're staying. Okay. So they've been born, I want to say mid to late 90s up until now. They're probably going to stay. There's very few of those young ones that will be leaving here. The young ones are the ones that are coming in, that are the crystalline and the higher density beings that are coming in to help with the new earth. They're going to be the leaders and stuff of new earth. So majority, probably, 99% or whatever of them, unless they've contracted. I mean, there's obviously young people that are going from that jabbo thing. Unless they've contracted to be a martyr and be an example to wake people up, because those ones, the little ones that are leaving from that, they signed up to be a martyr basically to help wake people up around them. And so there's that. They're very angelic beings, and keep in mind they will come back in again later. So if they've left, if they're young and they came in and they left, they will come back again. That was like their little pop in, wake people up, leave for a while, and then come back again thing. That's what they're going to do. So the young ones, don't worry about them. They're going to stay. Who you need to worry about, your older family members who are assholes. Okay. The people who are not nice people, narcissists, mean people, competitive people, people who are just angry 24/7, people who commit adultery, people who, are any abuser. They abuse animals, they abuse children, they abuse adults, rapists, murderers, bad guys, narcissists in general, people who think they're all that in a bag of chips, who are stuck in ego, people who worship money and do not worship God, atheists, Satanists, all those people out of here. They're all out of here. Who else are out of here? The ghosts and the demons and the shadow people and other entities that are malevolent. Any of the malevolent entities, when the event happens, the solar event, they'll all go. The bad AI will also be gone because there'll be a major EMP. Basically, it will take it all out. It'll be gone. It won't exist here anymore. So you don't have to worry about that AI future where we're the Terminator. I'm not on that Terminator timeline, okay? And I don't think if you're watching my channel, you're on my timeline. What is my timeline? My timeline is there's going to be a party all over the world timeline. I call it that because 3 years ago, I was sitting on my chair looking out the window, and I literally had this vision of people celebrating everywhere, all over the planet, and just happiness and joy and abundance. And the song from ELO, "There's going to be a party all over the world," was playing in my head really loud. So that is what we're going to, if you're on my channel now. So who's going to be going? I told you who's going to be going. Now, there's also going to be a lot of light workers that are leaving because they completed their task and it's time to go. That's up to them. I don't get to determine who stays and still who goes, and either do you. You have no control. You can sit there and say, "Oh, I want all my family to be with me." You don't have control. I'm going to tell you that you need to pull on your big girl and boy pants and spiritually grow up, because we don't have control over our family members' lives, their choices, their decisions, or their contracts of what was determined before they came in here. We don't have control over that. Okay. So you may be upset about that. And I'm not trying to be uncompassionate. I want my whole family to go with me. I love them. I understand that you all love your families. I love my family. I want them to all be with me, but we don't have control over their decisions, their choices, or what they're doing. We don't. So I can tap in and I can tell you what I see if you do a private session, but even then, we don't have control over that. We can't control it. So I'm sorry that you're upset about what may or may not happen to your family. If you want them to be with you, you need to try to wake them up and talk to them and at least get them to be a good person. Because if they're completely asleep right now, they're like literally totally in a coma, and they're a really good person, they're going to be staying here unless they are what we call a human soul that has been trapped in samsara wheel, which I talk about in Ascension 101 book. If you haven't read that book, you need to get it, because if you're going to make it through the next coming years here that we're going to be going through, you need this book. This book is going to help you make it through what's coming. Okay. So that's really important. But if you do all of the things that are in this book and you're raising your vibrational frequency and you're a good person, you're going to ascend. But there is going to be a group of people that are human souls that I talk about. They've been stuck in a wheel of samsara, and they get reincarnated over and over and over again for thousands of years, and they're exhausted. Their soul wants to go back to heaven. Okay. They want to go home. They haven't been home in thousands of years and they want to go home. Some of those people will be leaving. I'm sorry, but that's just what's going to happen to them. There's also going to be, so I do readings sometimes for people who, sorry, there might be noise in the background. I don't know if you can hear that, but, There's a lot of people I'm doing readings for who are basically an avatar with a consciousness, and their actual main body and soul is up on a ship. So there's a lot of people who have their body in a stasis pod on a ship. They're Pleiadians, Lyrans, Syrians, Andromedans, Alpha Centaurians, all those beings that are here helping. They have their body in a pod on a ship. A majority of them are Pleiadians and Lyrans, and they're on a ship, and they are operating their consciousness just like the movie Avatar. If you don't understand what I'm saying to you, go watch the movie, James Cameron's movie Avatar, because that literally shows you all about what I'm talking about. Except in that movie, you've got humans going into a stasis pod and putting their consciousness into an extraterrestrial avatar on the planet Pandora. In this case, we have ETs who are putting their consciousness into humans. Some of them come in as a walk-in, and some of them come in at conception, and operate the body from birth on up. And that's so they can be boots on the ground. So let me explain this to you all. When we were in Atlantis, this planet was fifth density and higher. And so these beings were able to walk on the earth with us. Okay. Now our planet is 3D, and the people are 3D, and the energy and frequency here is 3D and even lower in some places. They cannot walk on the surface of our planet. They can't be here, okay, because it would kill them. So how they're able to physically be here and help us with our ascension, and how they are helping, because people keep saying, what are they doing for us? How are they helping us? Well, there's millions of them in human bodies. I think I said it in one of the videos. I don't have my notes here, but I know I had gotten a number of how many of them are actually, I wanted to say 200 million. I think it was 200 million that I said are operating bodies, but they're basically are humans here on Earth, that the body is being operated by the consciousness of the Pleiadian or Lyran or Andromedan that are up on the ship up there. And so what happens when those people are sleeping here in their bed, they're in their bed and they're asleep at night, their consciousness is going back up on the ship and delivering information that's like, they're like the communication people. They go back up and they tell everybody on the ship, this is what's going on now. And, that's how the ETs are able to really monitor the situation, is through the people who are on the surface, who are the ground troops. We are the ground. I say we, because there's lots of us. I don't have so my higher self isn't on a ship, but my higher self is actually in what's we call heaven, seventh dimension. And then I'm just like a fractal of that. And that's because my higher self is 12 density angelic guardian of this planet, and it cannot fully embody in me because I'm like this 10-foot tall thing. So I'm the same way. I've got my body as an avatar. It's being operated by a consciousness, but it's not who I am. Who I really am is in heaven. So, okay. So there's that. So there's a lot of us that's what we are. And at night when we're sleeping, we're off working all night. People are calling me and telling me about how they're having dreams, that they're on a ship all night, or they're out in space fighting battles, or they're in the tunnels, with other ETs and military, Earth military, clearing out tunnels. So there's that. So some of those people, when the event happens, their body will disappear or whatever, and they will go back to their ship because their job is done. And I have friends who know that. I have psychic friends who know they're not staying here. Like Jenny Lee tells everybody, she's not staying here. She knows she's not staying here. She's out of here. As soon as that thing, she doesn't want to be here anymore. I have a lot of friends who are like, I'm done with this place. I don't want to be here anymore. When the event happens, I'm gone. Then there's people like me who I've been given my future task. I'm going to be going all over the planet, speaking to everybody about how to create Christ consciousness, unconditional love, and peace. That's going to be my thing, touring the planet, teaching people how to have agape love in their life, which has been erased by the dark controllers. The kind of unconditional love that our mother, father, God has for us. People just don't even understand what that feels like or looks like. So I will be teaching people how to embody that. That's what I'm going to be doing. I'll be doing that for, I think, 4 or 5 years, they told me. And then I will no longer be working with adults after that. I will be working with children and animals only for the rest of my time here, probably on Earth. So I will have 5 or so years of adults and touring the planet. And then I'm going to be working with the kiddos because I love the kiddos and the animals way more than I love the adults. Sorry, just how I feel. Okay. And you have to understand that I was assistant teaching in the schools for a long time. I taught catechism in the Catholic Church to the first and second graders back before I found out that the Catholic Church was evil. So I worked in the schools that my kids were in as assisting the teachers always. I love being around children. They fill me with a lot of joy. Because I like to feel like a little kid. I'm kind of a big kid and or a little kid in a big adult body. I like to act goofy. My children harass me about it all the time that I, act. Sometimes I act stupid like a kid, and it's because I like to. I like to be like a child and have fun. So that is what I'm going to be doing in my future. But I know what I'm doing. Some psychic people know where they're going, when this thing hits. Some of you who don't know where you're going, I already told you, if you determine that you want to stay here and build the new earth, and you have a close relationship with God and your angels and guides, and you're asking every day for Archangel Michael to place protection around you, you will stay here and you will be here. So don't be in fear. And if you have awake family members and friends and you teach them how to do that, teach them to have that relationship with God and their guides and angels, and teach them how to be, basically say they need to be kind, compassionate, loving. And if you watch the first video with the 9 steps of what you need to do to ascend, do those steps every day and teach them to everyone around you who's awake and open to it, because that's really, really going to help you all quite a bit. Okay, so let's go into, so the first thing I covered just now was people's fear about, where am I going? Where's my family going? That was a big thing in the comments that I got. The next thing that I got was what exactly is going to happen with the 5-year, because I talked about a 5-year stasis. We would be put into a 5-year stasis. Before I tell you about that, though, I need to explain something. I am never given dates. Okay. I know that this year events are happening. I can't tell you the dates of the events. I can kind of tell you an idea, which I'll tell you in a bit, because that was some questions about where some of these things were going to happen. I can kind of go over that. I can't tell you exact dates. And I especially can't tell you the date of when the solar event hits, because humanity as a collective consciousness is in control of this event right now. So what Yeshua said is, based on how many more people wake up has to do with when the event happens, because once the event happens, if they're not awake, they're out of here. So they are waiting, they, meaning heaven, is waiting for more people to wake up. They need a greater percentage, which means there has to be a lot of cataclysmic, awful, terrible things that are going to happen this year and next year until people wake the F up. So until we get enough people awake, we're not going to have that event. You'll know when enough people are awake because the event will happen. That's when you'll know. Right now there's 18, actually, let me check in. So what percentage of people are awake right now? What percentage of people are awake on this planet? So 19% are awake right now. 19%. That's what's awake. But we really need to have it at 35% or higher. I mean, I would like it to be 50% or higher. So we're going to be waiting a while, and this is a collective thing that's going on. Okay, so you just have to be patient and stay in the moment, stay in the present moment. Okay, stop worrying about when is this going to happen and when's that going to happen. Because every time you're doing this, it's actually getting you anxious or depressed or both or angry, and it's lowering your vibration. So you need to stop doing the when. You are all, every one of you is like a child in the car going, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? And the parents get so annoyed. Sometimes the parents stop and pull off the road and beat the crap out of the kid. Don't be that kid. Don't be that kid. Stay in the present moment. Okay. All right. So let me explain to you what's going to happen during the 5-year, what he called the 5-year stasis. So I asked him to explain this more. I said, what will happen? He said, time will be stopped. Time will be stopped. He said, everything on earth will be frozen in time. So people are asking, will I be with my family when it happens? What will happen to them? Will I be in bed when it happens? Will I be on an airplane when it happens? Will I be, where will I be? Okay. Everything's going to be frozen in time. So airplanes, if you're in an airplane when it happens, it's going to be stuck there, but they will put it on the ground. And when I say they, I'm talking the ETs. So if you are in a car or an airplane or a helicopter or a train or whatever, it will be stopped. And then when everything gets started back up again, it'll be like it just continues going the way it was supposed to, or it'll be on the ground. Okay. And people will have to figure shit out. Everybody will be protected and taken care of. There's not going to be planes dropping out of the sky everywhere. That's not going to happen. Don't worry about it. Everything's going to get frozen. The ETs have a plan for how all this is going to work out. I asked him what to explain a little more, and he said something about the gem. He said gem verse. He kept saying gem verse. I never heard this word in my entire life. I didn't know what that meant. I'm like, what the hell is a gem verse? And so I went and I looked the word. I really quickly took my phone and I Googled gemverse. It has to do with the multiverse. It's connected to the multiverse and all the timelines and everything. And I think it has to do with containing all the timelines or merging them into like one singularity and stuff like that. The other thing he said, I said, so can you explain to me what is going to cause this event, or what's going to happen exactly with the event? He said there will be a geothermal plasma hit from the sun. I had to write all this down because I'm not a techie person, and sometimes he explained things in language I don't understand. So he said there will be a geothermal plasma hit from the sun. It's going to be a big EMP. It's going to knock everything out on this planet. At the time that hits, we will get put in, time is going to stop. Now, do you want to know what's going to happen to your soul? Kind of foreboding. I should have foreboding music going in the background. I wish I was more technical. Okay, this is interesting. Jenny Lee has talked a lot about the fact that when this all happens, that we're going to like stand up and we're going to see everyone and we're going to see all our loved ones and all this kind of thing. And I never understood what the heck she was talking about. And now after talking to him and writing this down, it's making sense. Okay. So what's going to happen is we're going to literally stand up out of our body. We're going to come out of our bodies, stand up. We're going to go into seventh dimension. We're all going to go to heaven during the 5-year period. Your body will be here in stasis. It'll be stuck in time, basically. Somebody asked, well, what about going to the bathroom? What about drinking, eating? None of that is necessary when time stops. When time stops, your body stops, everything stops. You won't need to pee. You won't need to drink. You won't need to eat because time is stopped. Okay. So please understand what that means. None of that is necessary when time is stopped. Okay. Your body will start functioning normal again. When the time starts back up again, your body will do whatever it's supposed to do. Your soul will be in heaven. You will have a party, a reunion with all your family who's passed over, all your friends, everybody, past lifetimes, whatnot, people who you haven't seen forever. You will meet up with all those. We will be hanging out and having a party, a big party with them on the other side. It'll be 5 Earth years, but please understand that 5 Earth years is like 5 minutes in heaven because there's no time over there. So when you come back into your body, it'll literally feel like you were never gone. It won't even feel like you were gone. Okay. But you will have hung out with your family and had a good old time. So that is what's going to happen. Our souls and consciousness will be out of our bodies. We'll be reunited with our family in heaven. While that is happening, this earth will be, I don't want to say terraformed, but it will be healed. There will be changes happening. Like I said earlier, the bad guys will be what I was shown 15 years ago. They literally turn to dust. Their bodies turn to dust and they're out of here. Some of them will be sent to another third density planet for rehab, and some of them um, will be obliterated and recycled to source. The people who um, just don't want to wake up, they'll go to another third density planet. The people who aren't ready to ascend are going to another third density planet. But first, they will go to heaven and have a life review so they can see all the stupid ass mistakes that they made while they are here. They will be shown all the things they did, all the things they said, all the things they thought about. It's all recorded in the Akashic records. Then they will go on to their rehab on another 3D planet. Okay, that's what will happen. The rest of us, when the time starts back up again, we will come back into our bodies, and guess what will happen? Our bodies will be totally healed. So what he said is everybody who is staying here on earth, the people who stay, when they do the healing, he said, what's going to happen to the earth for the stasis is it will be completely healed. All the animals will be healed, the plants, the flora, the fauna, the water, I believe, all the water on the planet. All the humans are going to be healed. Your body will be healed if you had, for example, my dear friend, medium Michaela, who has cerebral palsy. I'm not sure if she's in a wheelchair. I think she might be. She'll be restored to perfection. Okay. Everybody who has health issues will be restored again. That's why you don't need a med bed. A med bed is a temporary, if we get med beds now, they'll only be temporary until the event happens. Because once the event happens, you don't need them anymore at that point, except you will need technologies for if you get injured or something like that. You won't get sick again. You won't die for a really long time. You won't get diseases and that kind of thing. There won't be, VIRUSESs. There won't be any of that, or cancer. There won't be any of these kind of things, or drugs necessary. But if you had like an accident, like a boulder fell on you and broke your leg or something, they will have what Yeshua referred to as heavenly healing technologies that will fix it and repair it for you. You're in a car crash, except we're going to be in flying cars in the near future. In the next few years from now, we'll have flying cars. So your flying car crashes into a building or something, you'll get fixed and with the heavenly technology. So that's what will happen. But here's the cool part. 500,000 humans on this planet who are staying here, 500,000 of them will have superpowers. They will be like the X-Men, like the Avengers, the Marvel Avengers will have telepathy, telekinesis, teleportation. We'll be able to blip in and out of other dimensions. We'll be able to do this. There's going to be 500,000 people that will be granted those superpowers. Who are those people? Those are the people who are really old souls who've come here to help save the planet, who are completely awake right now. If they're not awake, they're not getting superpowers. Okay, so any of your sleeping family members, yeah, they're not going to have superpowers. The ones who are getting the superpowers are the ones who are awake and who have been doing spiritual work for a while because they are light workers. So all the healers, all the people who are here doing healing, on other people, all the other psychics who are helping people like I do and counseling people, all the light workers that are the higher level light workers are in that 500,000, and they're spread out all over the world. They're seeded, they're star seeds, right? So they're seeded everywhere. They will have the superpowers. Okay. Um, animals, animals have already been 5D. If you're asking about them, they've been 5D for quite a while. They went 5D. All the animals went 5D when the earth herself went 5D. Okay. Let's see. More notes here. Field is done. Yeah, when the process is done, I had to write all these notes as he was speaking to me. Soul and consciousness will leave, come out of your body, be in heaven with your family until the earth is healed. It'll be like a 5-year earth time process. When it's done, we'll come back in. We'll have 500,000 of us will have superpowers. And okay, so now I want to talk about, people were freaking out because I said that there's going to be a false flag war with CHINA. They're going to have WW3. And it's going to be a war with either CHINA or RUSSIA, one of or both of them, or something like that, or possibly with the Arab nations. I'm not sure. Most likely with CHINA. And when that happens, they're going to use directed energy weapons to blow up some cities. And everybody freaked out. And because people, some of you live in big cities, so you were writing to me going, oh my God, it's my city. I don't have anywhere to move. I can't move. Okay. Number one, please get it through your head that if you're walking with God every day, if you're communicating with God and your angels and you're a good person and you're a light worker and you're not a narcissist, your angels and guides will make sure you are in the right place at the right time, not the wrong place at the wrong time. So they will protect you and make sure that if you did live in a city, the day that the city gets blowed up, you will be away at a wedding or on vacation or visiting somebody. You will not be there. Okay. That's number one. Number two, there's only a few cities. First of all, this is only in the US. I was told this is just America where this is happening. It's not happening in the Caribbean islands. It's not happening in Mexico. It's not happening in Europe. It is happening in 3 major US cities. So the 3 cities I was told that are most likely going to get hit: Los Angeles, San Francisco, and Chicago. Okay. Possibly New York, but New York has already had, when I was asking about New York, the answer I got was New York's already had enough problems. They've already had so many bad things happen that I think the angels in heaven have said, we're giving these people a break because they've had a lot of shit happen. If you go back to the whole 911 thing. But the 3 cities that are the most likely to be hit: Los Angeles, San Francisco, Chicago. Okay. There may be some other cities hit too, possibly. That is a possibility, but those are the 3 that he's saying are most likely going to be hit. Okay. I cannot guarantee anything, and keep in mind, anything I prophecy or whatever, there's never a guarantee. I don't have all the answers. I have some of the answers. I don't have all the answers. And no psychic is ever 100% correct all the time. We can be 100% correct some of the time, because there are times when I am 100% correct. And then there's some times when we're not. Why? Because every person is unique, and we all view everything through our own veil of perception. Okay. We all have our own perception, and the way we look at things and the way we understand everything is different. And we're human. We fuck up. I am a human. I fuck up. I make mistakes. I do the best I can. I have integrity. I have high values, high morals, and I always speak my truth. I will never lie. I've never ever lied about anything to people. I don't purposely, lie to people. The only way you would ever get me to lie is if it was to protect my family, like, somebody was going to do something awful to us, kill us or something, then maybe I'd lie, but I do not lie. And the reason why I actually don't lie is not only because I was born with really high morals and values and have lived them my whole life, but because Yeshua actually had a chat with me one time and told me that if I ever misuse my psychic abilities to do bad, like use them for malevolent reasons or 3D kind of reasons, or I lie to people, that I would have all my superpowers that I've been born with taken away from me. And I have a lot of really awesome superpowers, okay? And I like my superpowers and I want to keep them. So they said they're watching me, they're listening to everything that comes out of my mouth. And if I lie, then bing, I lose all my superpowers. So yeah, I have to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, which is why I get in trouble on social media because I'm blatantly honest. So, all right. Trying to see what else I wanted to share with y'all. Okay. I think that's about it. The thing that I got in the comments the most was what's actually going to happen with the stasis, what's going to happen to my family members, what's going to happen with the cities, all this thing, people being in a fear about what I was saying. It's like, don't be in fear. That's just going to lower your vibration. It's like, there's nothing to fear except fear itself. There's nothing to be afraid of. If you are a good person, you have angelic protection. You are being protected. Okay. Walk with God every day. Ask Michael and your angels to place multi-layered shields of protection around your body, mind, and spirit, your house, your electronic devices, all your family members, your pets, all your cars that you drive, your land that you live on, all of that. Okay. Or if you're in an apartment, have the whole apartment building covered, your actual apartment, the whole building, the land the building's on, have it all covered and protected. You will be fine. No fear. And keep in mind, there's no such thing as death. We don't really die. We don't die. We go on. This is just a temporary avatar meat suit. I mean, hell, some of us have real bodies up on ships somewhere, and this is literally like a puppet for us. Okay. So that tells you something right there. Okay. Don't be afraid. Don't walk around in fear. It's just going to lower your vibration and block your ascension. So, what are the 3 things that you need to do right now for your family that's going to be on the roller coaster wacky ride this year? All the people who are going to get woken up like crazy this year from just one thing after another after another. The 3 things are: keep yourself ground and centered and peaceful every day. Okay. Keep yourself grounded and centered through meditation, through breathing, through going outside and grounding in nature. Do that every day. Okay. Hold a space of love for you and compassion for your family members. Hold a space of love and compassion for them. Be loving and compassionate and be supportive. Okay. That's what you need to do. All right. And then I'm trying to think what was the other, there was something else. Holding that space, being grounded, centered, and protected. Oh, and just keep a peaceful, this is the most important thing you can do. Really create peace in your home. And what does that mean? That means playing peaceful music, maybe 432 hertz music or nature sounds in your home, not watching violent shows on TV and violent movies, talking very nicely to your family members, only chat with them about things that they're interested in. Don't bring up all these things that they don't understand and don't believe in, because then they get angry and yell at you and fight with you. Try to keep out of fights. Try to be a peacemaker in your home, be a diplomat, keep your family tight and connected in a loving, peaceful manner. That is the 3rd thing. Okay. Because that is going to help them get through the roller coaster ride that we're going to be on this year. All right. Now, some weird shit has been going on since the beginning of the first day of 2024, including now we have 8-foot or 10-foot tall creatures, what they call Nephilim or whatever, popping out of, they had teenagers at a mall in Miami that were described as being nerdy looking, well-dressed teenagers with eyeglasses, so they weren't gangsters or anything like that. The media, mainstream media, lied and said that it was teenagers with sticks causing a fight. There were no teenagers with sticks causing a fight. These guys had a box that looked like a camcorder. They turned it on and it opened a portal and out walked beings. Okay, so either these teenagers were paid off by the deep state to do this, and it was an Operation Blue Beam thing, to distract everybody from the list that was released with all the bad guys' names on it that went back and forth to the island. It was either a distraction from that, or this was actually nerdy teenagers that created a device that opened a portal and in walked ETs of some variety. Now, whether those ETs are malevolent or good, I don't know. I have not tuned in. I have not talked to the boss about what this was. And to be honest with you, I don't give a flying FUCK about it. I don't care, because I am looking at all these things that happen on the earth as another distraction, just like the people who are passing around posts showing a picture of the Bangles, which is one of my favorite bands from the 80s. I love their music, saying that they're all men, which they're not all men. This is all distractions. Every time we focus down these rabbit holes, it's like squirrel, squirrel, squirrel. I mean, I have actual bona fide ADD. I suffer from ADD. Okay. And I have to write everything down, and I get distracted all on a video sometimes, and I'll get off course. And, that's a bona fide thing. But everybody in the collective is getting this ADD for the last 4 years now, where they just show you one distraction after another and you just keep flopping down those rabbit holes. None of those rabbit holes are doing you any good. They're basically blocking your ascension, because you're supposed to be focusing on the present moment and ascension right now, because this is a real thing that's happening to the earth. The dark ones don't want you to ascend. So they go squirrel, 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 squirrel. They just put up all of these distractions day after day after day, false flag after false flag after false, and they will keep doing that. And every time you go down a rabbit hole on these posts on, I mean, whether it's the flat earth thing, that's another rabbit hole of bullshit that, don't even get me started on that crap. I don't care if you believe in that or not, because I don't give a flying F about the shape of the earth, because the shape of the earth doesn't impact my life either way. So I don't care. I really don't. And don't start in on me on my comments. I will block your ass and delete your ass if you go off on me about the shape of the earth in my comments. I really will, in the comments on this video. But these are just one distraction after another, after another, after another, after another. You need to ignore it. Somebody that you all should go watch. I just watched her video for the first time. I've had friends recommend her to me for years. I have a friend, Marianne, who said, you need to go watch the Sloan Bella lady. She was involved with all the Hollywood people, so she knows them really well. She's an amazing psychic. I had never watched her until the other day, and I watched like a 2-hour video with her, and then I watched another, and now I'm like addicted to this lady. Her personality is just like mine. I'm watching her and I'm looking at her and going, if I dyed my hair blonde and cut it off, her and I would look like sisters. And she is just like me, and she uses the F-bomb a lot. She swears a lot, which I'm fine with that. It's a way of expressing yourself. But she's really down to earth and really tells it like it is. And she calls people bitches and stuff. And she tells people, if you say this and this on my post or whatever, you're out of here. And that is me. Okay. I'm not putting up with anybody's shit. I'm sorry. I'm 58 years old, and I've been kicked in the teeth over and over again. Since I was a child, I've had people walk over me back and forth like a rug forever. And once I turned 40 or 50, somewhere in there, that shit ended, man. I'm not going to spend the rest of my life with people treating me like shit. If you don't like what I say, go to another station. Seriously, go to another channel. If you don't like my videos, if you don't agree with me, don't sit there and say, you're going to hell, and start quoting Bible at me, or throwing any religious bullshit at me, or spiritual whatever, or new age whatever. Don't even start with me. I'm not going to put up with it because I'm spending my time for free. This channel is not monetized. I don't get paid. I'm putting in all my free time to put these teachings and these videos up, and I get nothing back for it. I don't give a flying fuck about fame. I don't need to be a billionaire, and because if I did have that money, I'd give probably almost all of it away to charity to help people. I'm not interested in any of those things. I'm on here to share my truth with the people who resonate with it. If you don't resonate with what I'm saying, go elsewhere. If you resonate with some of it, great. You know, I have some people who resonate with everything, and then I have people who resonate with most of it. I don't care. I'm not here to make you believe what I believe or think whatever, follow what I'm saying or agree with me. I have my own opinions, my own beliefs. I'm standing in my truth. This is my truth. If you don't like anything on my channel, there are millions of channels you can go to. So anyways, go follow Sloan Bella. She's kick-ass, awesome warrior goddess. She's awesome. Okay. Her name is Sloan and then Bella Bella. She's on YouTube. She's all over the place. She's awesome. She covers all the celebrity stuff. So if you want to know what's going on with the Illuminati, or I call them Illuminazis, the Satanists, all of them. She covers every famous person, what's going on with them. She does psychic and astrological readings on all those people, and she tells it like it is. So that's my tip for the day. I love you all. Thanks for joining me. If this video has been helpful for you, please like, share, and subscribe. See you later. Bye.